What's up everybody, it's me the Nerdy Hero. I'm here to do a quick video and I don't know really how to say it or what to talk about exactly. It's just something that kind of bugs me. Is that I went to Rhode Island Comic Con, as I said in some of my other videos, and I got to meet Gal Gadot and everything. She was awesome. And I went to Rhode Island Comic Con only for one reason only. And here's how the story really went down. I went to New York Comic Con for bunch of reasons, but I went because I wanted to meet Stan Lee, and when I tried buying tickets, he was sold out. I still went to the con, had an awesome time. So because of that, I agreed to, with some other friends, to go to Rhode Island Comic Con because they were going to go, and I wanted to meet Stan Lee, and this is his last official event in the East Coast that he's going to be doing, and the dude's 93 years old. He just filmed like 4 back-to-back cameos for Marvel movies so that they have, stock footage that they can use for him if he passes away or whatever, and plus, he's old, he can't get around much more. He can't keep moving around so much. So, it's his last event. I've never met him. Obviously, I believe Spider-Man is his favorite superhero, and it's also he's the one who created Spider-Man, and Spider-Man means so much to me, and it's because of Spider-Man that I even started looking at superheroes and eventually grew and now I'm doing all this stuff, where it works out for me in the future or it doesn't, I don't know. Point is, Spider-Man means a lot to me, and I always wanted to meet Stan Lee. So I went to Rhode Island Comic Con and I bought the ticket. I got it. I'm sold. I went on the last day. I went to Rhode Island Comic Con, and here's what happened. I get there around 1 o'clock in the evening because that's when the website said that he would be doing his photo shoots. I'm only going to Rhode Island just for him specifically. I have no interest in anybody else. I see some other celebrities like the girl who plays Eleven in Stranger Things. I see all the guy who's playing Cyborg. He's over there. I see some celebrities every now here and there. But I went specifically for him, and I go up to the photo shoot booth, and I ask him, where's the line? And she looks at me and she goes, "Oh no, Stan Lee has already left." What? I'm like, what? Yeah, he's gone. And I'm like, what? And then she's like, yeah, go over there to the help desk and see what they can do for you. I'm like, what? I only came here for him. I get in line, I talk to the lady in help desk, and she's like, how much was this ticket? $100 to get the photo with him, plus an extra $10 to get the print. So I spent $110, not including tax or anything. And I get this lady, and I'm like, what happened? What happened? And she's like, oh, we've had issues with our website. I'm like, so it's what? So it's not even my fault, it's your fault? And then I look at the ticket, and it says, times can change, or subject to change. It's up to whoever buys the ticket to always double check and triple check and everything. And I'm like, so you guys don't even email us, or whoever buys the ticket, to email them and let them know the times have changed? And she goes, we've had a lot of issues with our computer and this and that. And I'm like, can I get a refund? She goes, no, we don't do refunds.
Boy, if you don't get...
So they don't do refunds now? Okay. So now I'm sitting at this con. I'm by myself. I don't know where any of my friends are because I didn't even go with them. I just went on my own knowing that they would be around. So now I'm by myself. I'm like really upset. And then she hands me this list of other celebrities I could meet. And I look at the list, and I already knew who my second choice was. So obviously I chose Gal Gadot, as I have the photo. It's up there. Anyway, I have the photo over there. And I get in line to meet her. I actually have to spend an extra $25 as well. So after all this trouble, I have to spend an extra $25 to get in line to get the ticket. And I'm going in line, and I'm in line for about 2 hours, which I was prepared for when it came to Stan Lee, so I'm prepared for her. Now, as I'm in line, I'm texting some of my friends. I tell them what happened, and they're all like, oh, that sucks, man, I'm sorry. As I'm in line, I look to my left. It's about an hour after being in line or so. I look to my left, and you know who I see? Stan Lee. Stan Lee did not leave like I was told. He was in the back, wherever he was, in the restroom, but he was in the break room, wherever he was. He is now back, and now he's sitting at the desk 10 feet away from me. And he's not doing photo shoots, so I had paid for a photo shoot, but I wasn't going to be able to get one, obviously. He was doing autographs. So he had a whole line of people doing autographs, and they got to meet him, and then they go on. So I'm sitting 10 feet away, and I'm thinking to myself, if I had known that they were going to do autographs, I would have just bit the bullet about getting the photo and still would have gotten the autograph, and whatever, if it was cheaper than the photo, whatever I had left, I would have just put towards meeting a smaller celebrity, maybe like Eleven or Cyborg, whatever. So I'm like, this freaking sucks. So I'm sitting 10 feet away from them. I'm just staring at him. I'm like, this blows. Now, that sucked. That's one thing that sucked. Now, something that didn't suck. I waited so long to get to meet Gal Gadot, or Gadot, whatever you want to call her, whatever her name is. And I waited 2 hours. I'm within the last 15 people that got to meet her. And she had probably met 1,000 families and nerds and whatever people that day, right? I'm in the last 15 people. I'm expecting to just be in there and being rushed out, barely even say a word to her. And I get into the room where she's in. I'm like next in line, and I see her, and I'm still pretty like stoic. I'm like pretty upset about the whole event with Stan Lee. And I'm looking at her, I'm looking at the people, I'm looking around, I'm like, great. And then they go next, and then she looks at me and she smiles, and for some reason everything was just happy again, because she was gorgeous, obviously. And then I just started smiling like an idiot. And I walk up to her, and she goes, "Oh, thank you for coming. You know, I appreciate you being here." And I'm like, "Oh, nice to meet you." I didn't even shake her hand. They had all these rules about not touching her and everything, which is fine. I get it. She doesn't want to be touching hundreds and hundreds of people, and plus there's gonna be some creeps out there. Maybe I'm the creep. Anyway, so I get to meet her. She's super genuinely nice, and it's like relieving, because after waiting for so long, and she had to go to a panel, I felt like she was gonna brush me off. And I only got like 7 seconds with her before they just pushed me out, and like out this curtain, and now I'm back on the Comic-Con floor, and I'm like, where do I go? So right before then, as I'm leaving, I wave goodbye to her, and she waves goodbye to me, and I tell her congratulations, because she's pregnant at the moment. So I tell her congratulations, and she's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And it was really nice to meet her. She was sitting down, I was standing up, and I didn't get to shake her hand or put my arm around her for the photo. I just stood there, and I don't like smiling for photos. Actually, I really don't, like a real smile, but unless it's genuine. And yet, some people made jokes about the photo. It's a genuine smile. I was actually genuinely grinning out of like just excitement or embarrassment or whatever. I was actually like really happy to meet her, surprisingly, because I didn't really think I was gonna be that surprised. And then I moved on. They pushed me into the con floor. I look left and right, and I'm in the hallway. Everyone's walking by me, and I'm like, where do I go now? I went back to the main area and picked up my bag, and then I asked her, where do I go? And he's like, oh, just go over by the photo booth area where the story just started, and go over there, and then they'll have your photos. And I'm like, okay. So I walk all the way over there, and I'm like, where do I get my photos? She's like, oh, they're gonna be on this desk, or go around the corner. And they're not on the desk. So I go around the corner, and what I see is like insanity. There's like 2 or 3 guys standing on like up against the wall with a crowd, like 50 people around them at all times, just waving their hands up in the air. And the guy is basically just looking at the photo that gets printed up. He looks at it, and then just kind of like vaguely describes the person in the photo. And then if the person's even there, because there's no direction to go there, I just found it by luck, basically. She was kind of like, oh, it's around there somewhere. So I just come around, I just kind of go in this crowd. I'm just kind of standing there waiting for my photo to get called out, which it never does. I only find my photo because I ended up pushing my way to the front and then looking at the desk and then saw my photo there. And then I just pick up the photo, and then like I go like this and hold it in front of the guy and go like this. And I just slowly like fade back into the crowd. And the guy let me go. But like, I'm like, that's just kind of like disorganized chaos. I'm like, what is this, all this craziness? Well, disorganized and chaos are the same thing, regardless. So even after all of that, this story keeps on going, because now I talk about the layout of the con. I walked around that con, I couldn't find any of my friends, which may be more the fault of mine, but I think the layout was weird because I couldn't find any of my friends. They kept saying where they were and I couldn't find them. Then I would go to the food section, and all the food was just not good at all. Obviously overpriced, but I mean, the food itself was not good. Didn't know where I was heading. I thought the con was just that one little area. And as I try to leave, I text my friends like, okay, I'm just gonna go home. As I try to leave, I end up stumbling onto a whole another giant section of the con, which is like the part where all the vendors, not the vendors, all the artists are selling all their stuff. All the, the posters, you can, do all this stuff. All the cosplayers are over there taking photos of everybody. Like, the real part of the con was there. And this whole time I was spending time walking around in circles in this other section where all the celebrity meetups are supposed to be. And I couldn't find many people. I didn't see many people. And it was just all crowded. Here there was more space. I got to actually talk to some cool people. I was trying to still leave, but I just wanted to get a quick little walk around, meet some artists, see some of the stuff that they had, take some cards so I can maybe look at buying some stuff. And so that I was already really upset about. So then I found this section. I got to hang out a little bit longer, get a cool little experience there. Then I end up just going home. So after all that, the experience overall was just not a good one, and it kind of gave me a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to Comic Cons now, because I have not gone to any since then, which was only a month ago. But there was another one going on right this past weekend, and I didn't go. And really, honestly, I don't want to go any more cons at the moment, because I want to focus on working more on my YouTube videos and my Twitch streaming, and really get that locked down more. And plus, I want to save up money, because I want to go big next year for New York Comic Con, and maybe I will go to New York Comic Con next year, obviously, hopefully. I still want to meet Stan Lee, so he's not going to New York. Or maybe he's going to San Diego. I don't know. Will I go to San Diego next year? Seriously doubt it. If it happens, it happens, but I seriously doubt it. There's some other cons. There's like a small one in New York, Big Apple Con. I went there this past year. It's a really small one. Will I go this year? I don't know. Maybe. It's a small con, but I had a good time. I got to meet a lot of the friends I know now because of it. Not to mention the fact that a few weeks after the con, so that was about a month ago, so a couple weeks after the con, I got an email because, yeah, on top of that whole mess of getting the print copy of my picture with Gal Gadot, I went up to them and asked them, where do I get my digital copy, because I paid an extra $10 for that. So they told me, she kind of scrambled around asking other people because she didn't know the answer. Then she goes, oh, they have your email from the way you paid. I'm like, okay. So I take off. A couple weeks goes by. I get an email from them, and it says, here's your picture with Gal Gadot. And here's what they sent me. Yeah, that's not Gal Gadot, and that is definitely not me. That's Billy D. Williams. That's Lando Calrissian, right? And that's a guy. What is that? And look at the email. Look at the email. It says, this picture with you and Gal Gadot. We've had some issues with our computer system, blah, 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 all this stuff. If this is not yours, please send some verification of who you are and then the photo you got and, what the description of the photo was. So I just sent them a photo of the photo I have. And eventually, like a few days later, a week later, I got the real digital copy. But it's like, how messed up and disorganized was this Comic-Con? I don't get it. So will I go to next year? Maybe Heroes and Villains Con next year, I don't know. New York Comic-Con, I do want to go. Big Apple Con, I don't know, I'm not sure. And then any other cons I've never gone to or may try throughout the year next year, we'll see. I'm going to be very busy in the year 2016. I'm going to start going to school again for my own thing, and it's just going to be a very crazy year coming up. But that is all I want to talk about. It's just some things that bothered me. I want to know what you guys think, because I posted about this on my Instagram. So let me know in the comments any issues you guys have had with, maybe it was this Rhode Island Comic Con, or maybe it's other cons you've gone to. Any issues when it comes to how organized the con was, or any similar stories you guys have. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see if I can reply to many of you as I can. So guys, if you like my video, let me know in the comments. You can like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and as always guys, remember, keep it nerdy.
And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. Whoa.
What's up everybody, it's me the Nerdy Hero. Just reminding you guys to check out tpublic.com so you can check out all my latest Nerdy Hero shirts and gear, as well as to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can check out my latest videos. And always guys, remember, keep it nerdy.